you know how this ends. The equipment is now in some razor wire meth lab compound, awaiting payment of the original invoice, plus interest payments at special Bank of Bike Gang rates. There's a problem in the business world, and it's advice on how to do things from people who have not done those things. Let's consider a company I've known for a long time. They do office designs and refits. Two joint owner-managers, one of them, Hannah, was the hands-on operator. She dealt with the customers, quoting, supervising staff, and making sure projects were executed well. The other one, Karen, was the big picture management woman. She didn't touch much of the day-to-day stuff. A qualified accountant, Karen spent a lot of time mingling in the big end of town and getting herself out there on the socials. She was big in business associations. She sat on boards. She presented very well and gave people plenty of advice. People sought her out and lapped up her wisdom. After all, she was a successful business owner. Their company was great. Strong margins, high cash flow, and low debt. Karen became convinced she was the real genius behind its success. So much so that she decided to buy Hannah out last year. Since then, business has developed rocket ship momentum toward the ground. In less than a year, Karen's solo achievements have included making most of their projects unprofitable because of the cost of returning to fix errors, losing 10 out of 12 of their full-time staff because they weren't getting paid on time, not paying any of their suppliers and contractors so they can't get credit anywhere. There's so much more, but let's keep to one story that maps out the state of Karen's brain. If you needed a freight service to move a bunch of fixtures, would you choose A, the one that everyone in your area knows is owned and operated by an outlaw bike gang, or B, literally any other option? Okay, let's be charitable and assume you dialed the wrong number and now you've engaged Satan's scavengers to move your stuff. Do you A, string out their payment with months of weak excuses, or B, pay them as soon as humanly possible? You're thinking, Karen, why would you keep picking the A options? But she's got more jobs to execute and some expensive equipment to move. Equipment that is owned by the client. Does she A, call the bikies again to do the next move? B, there is no B. You know how this ends. The equipment is now in some razor wire meth lab compound, awaiting payment of the original invoice, plus interest payments at special Bank of Bike Gang rates. Meanwhile, how's Hannah going? Pretty well, because certified business genius Karen and her legal team didn't include a non-compete clause in the sale contract. The most standard of standard terms in that sort of agreement, and one that left the gate so wide open you could drive a combine harvester through it, which Hannah, after a nice holiday, did. Her new business is doing just fine, thank you. She hasn't approached a single client or staff member. They've all sought her out. There are so many people who sound plausible telling you how to run your business, even though they've never done it successfully themselves. They have no hands-on experience in creating businesses. They just say empty buzzwords. And they're happy to take your money for their shallow advice. So many people turn to business coaches now. Some of them are good. Many are never quite made it real estate salespeople, whose qualification is printing a business card that says business coach. Then there are the people who like to sit on SME boards because that's a prestigious thing on their LinkedIn. Check their credentials, folks, not how they seem. Check their backgrounds like you are giving them the access codes to your bank account, because that's effectively what you're doing. Bad advice will cost you piles of money and worse, years of your life. Not as many years of your life as not paying bikies though. So if you owe a bike gang money, for whatever reason, please stick to the agreed credit terms.
Anybody gets in our way and we'll kick them, man. We'll kick them to death.
For more business tips that'll keep you safe from violent bike gang revenge, hit the subscribe button. Thank you.
Undisruptible, out in June on Penguin Random House.
Pre-order now.